My initial injury was a complete injury, which meant that I didn't have any motor side of things from the waist down. And 5 months after I was injured in hospital, I got a little bit back and a little bit more back. I'm very cagey when I talk about it because there are so many people who have spinal cord injury, in fact it's 10 a week, that don't have any further improvement. So I count myself very lucky, and I think what's very important to me is that I use the opportunity that I have to make the very most of it. I had a fair amount of responsibility. I served in the armed forces for 17 years, and overnight, really, it just disappeared. What really hurt, though, was the fact that I lost a lot of confidence. I lost a lot of self-esteem and self-worth because I think people then looked at me in a very different way. It was quite frustrating and I think quite annoying, and I had a lot of mixed emotions inside, some of which was anger and probably directed at the wrong people. And I think over a period of time I've begun to understand and realise exactly what that was all about, and I think it was because I was fighting to prove that I still had something that I could offer. And the only way I could do that was to raise some money for the group of people that were very similar to me at the time, which were injured service personnel, which is why I chose the charity last year that I chose. It was my decision to go to Iraq. I knew the risks at the time. My extended family and my brother-in-law is Iraqi, so the decision to go was actually a family decision and not one that I chose lightly. But my time in an NHS hospital rather than a military hospital, when I was surrounded by people of all ages, made me realise that at 36 years old when I was injured, if I was 16, I think it would be a lot worse. I've got a bit of life experience, I've got a fantastic family and a lot of friends that I've met in the last 2 years who've been there for me all the time. But if I hadn't have had that, I don't quite know how I would have got through the last couple of years, really. I don't do motivational speaking, that's not what I do, and you know, I've got an agenda which is to build this. But I chose 26 charities for the marathon this year because I wanted to understand a wide breadth of disability and conditions. I think everyone has a hard time at some time in their life, and I think it's very important. It's a very hard question to ask because everybody is different. All I can say is that if the opportunity is there, if people know that there is someone who does care about them and can support them, and I can do that for as many people as I can, then I can do no more. I just think it's all about. There's always someone who's worse off than you, and there are enough service charities out there. Obviously, you've got Help for Heroes, which looks after those who are serving. You've got the Royal British Legion afterwards, and you've got the Army, Navy, the Air Force Benevolent Funds. You've got SAFA. There are 2,000 military or service charities in this country. I can't stand duplication of effort. And I think that there needs to be a better process to ensure that we capture, with a safety net, people that need it the most. If we've trained someone who's young, who doesn't have many qualifications and then leaves the army early, what do they have? But what they have had while they're serving is they've been commanded, they've been led, and they've been looked after. And it can be a very overwhelming experience to leave and suddenly not know quite what to do. I am absolutely on a quest and a mission, and I'm not going to pigeonhole or go down other areas where really that's not my job. You know, you've invited me here to enthuse and... No, please, but you've invited me to enthuse and inspire, and I hope I've done that. But I want the audience to know that this is not a military thing, not a political thing. This is about giving an improved quality of life to young people who desperately need it. But it's to ask people who are successful, who are doing well in their areas, to support an opportunity and build something together. That's not veering off, it's just...
Sure.
It's my journey is to move forward now.
Absolutely.